Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 1st through January 7th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And what do we have jumping out of the deck today but that Fool card? Just leaping right out of my hands. Let's see what that's all about. We're going to put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread and see what we got. A lot of fire, a lot of active cards today. Yeah, quite a bit of fire, quite a bit of swords. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Let's see. I think I want to use the ancient Italian tarot deck for the mystery card today. And this is pre-shuffled, so we're just going to do something kind of random out of the middle here somewhere. Mystery card. We're not going to look at that until the very end, so stick around to the end of the video. And hopefully that will, you know, tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end. So let's see here. We've got some air, some major, some air, some air, some major, some fire, some majors, a little bit of water. Not a ton of water today. So it seems to me like there is this kind of a quest for meaning, right? I think that we're all on a search to kind of find the deeper meaning in our lives and in the things that we're doing, the activities, the pursuits, the projects, the creative endeavors, what we spend our time doing, right? We're searching for a deeper meaning in all of it. What I see in your present situation, like I said, was this Fool card. Just kind of jumped right out of the deck, right? Kind of really in line with the Fool's nature, right? Just very, not impulsive, but very just kind of blown about by the wind. Has no real set purpose, right? Just kind of goes where the wind blows and just takes what comes. Is rather carefree, but that kind of verges on the careless too, right? It's he has a bit of a lack of direction, okay? And this is associated with the air element. So there is already quite a bit of air in the reading. And now with this Fool energy, I feel like it's almost an uncertainty, right? About maybe your purpose, maybe what that deeper meaning is in life for you, okay? And what this Fool is being crossed by is the beginning of our kind of fire journey here today. And that is this Seven of Wands. So I feel like this Fool really is looking for a direction, looking for a purpose, looking to kind of like pick an object onto which to assert its fiery energy, right? A direction, a place to go, a goal in mind, some kind of meaning or purpose. And with this Seven of Wands, I feel like this has been a struggle. I feel like it's taking its toll on you energetically, being, I don't know what the word is, listless, perhaps. So it seems like it's been a challenge, right? Seven of Wands, I get this feeling like it's a challenge. And it's almost a little bit of a disheartening challenge, but it's one of these kinds of fire energies, the seven here, that is not giving up, right? It may seem like the odds are kind of stacked against you, but you're not giving up. And I feel like that's kind of been your week, or the last couple of weeks perhaps, was this kind of a search for where to aim your fire energy. You know what I mean? Where to really set your purpose, which direction to go. In the recent past, I see this Tower energy. I think there was a breakthrough of energy for you. I feel like somewhere in the last couple of weeks, perhaps, you had just kind of a flood of creative energy, right? It could have been associated with some kind of a particular event in your life, or just you know, the time period, just certain cycles or phases that you're either coming out of or entering into. I feel like there was a breakthrough moment, a big surge of energy in your life. And I kind of remember something like that from the last couple of readings for you, that there was just like a breakthrough of Tower energy, of this really creative, fiery energy, kind of explosive in a way. So I think this is where we're getting some of this fire from today, right, this week. And I think that with this surge of energy, it might have been that we were hoping to really get a handle on it and know what to do with it, right? But I kind of feel like today, this week, there's still a lot of this fiery energy, a lot of this like ambition, enthusiasm, this power, this sense of kind of a sense of urgency, right? That things are changing and you need to really get out in front of it and get a handle on this energy and utilize it kind of before it fizzles out. But I think that there's a difficulty in choosing a direction, okay? We don't see any twos here, right? There's not a two of wands, not a two of swords. So I don't know that it's really this idea that you're having to consciously choose between like two different things. I think it's more general than that. It's just this general sense of not knowing what your purpose may be, not knowing what direction you're supposed to take all of this energy. Okay. Where should we go from here? Let's go to the top. We see this Princess of Wands. This is the kind of elementary fire energy, and this is at the top of the path of the dove. This is your rather conscious focus. This is kind of what's on your mind. And I think that this fire energy is kind of a new thing for you. Not something that you're really used to, having this kind of, I don't know if it's like a spiritual inspiration, if it's a sudden surge of health and vitality, a sudden surge of creativity, some kind of a breakthrough happened with that energy, right? And the princess here is still kind of taking baby steps, isn't really sure what to do with all of that fiery energy. Not sure how to handle it, how to experience it. It seems a little overwhelming. It's a little immature when it comes to the expression or the utilization of that fire energy. And I think this is where you're consciously focused right now. Just with this this feeling like it's a lot and you're not sure really how to take control of it, right? So it's just kind of the baby steps, the uncertainty, the lack really of the confidence that you need to really get this Fool in the right, pointed in the right direction. Because this Fool here, this energy, the air, the expansiveness, this will really go in any direction. You turn this Fool any which way, that's the direction it's going to go. It doesn't really know any better, right? So we have to find a way to consciously or intuitively understand what our purpose is and what our direction is so that we can give this air energy some purpose and some direction and give it a place to go, right? So I feel like this is, and excuse me, I have a bit of a sore throat today. I think that this Fool energy is really representative of the infinite opportunities that you have with all of this energy now. With this tower event, this tower moment, this breakthrough of creative passion and ambition and this surge of energy, the sky really is the limit. There's just infinite possibilities of what you could do with that energy. And that's kind of represented by this Fool. It's just so many choices, right? So many opportunities. How do you narrow it down? How do you really understand what your particular goal or purpose is here? Okay. So I really think that this is the scenario for you this week, is trying to just, I think you've got the energy, you've got the power, you've got the will. You just need to focus it somewhere, Interestingly, what we see in the immediate future is this Knight of Wands. We started out here with this Princess of Wands, right? This is the kind of baby steps, still unsure, still trying to get its footing, with that fire energy. But in the near future, this is the Knight, right? This is the fire of the fire. This is the fully realized, fully matured, fully capable fire energy. So you're going from, let's say, infancy to full adulthood and maturity and just like wisdom with this fire energy, right? So I think this is telling me that, look, you are going to figure this out. You are going to find the direction. Where it's coming from, I don't really know. What it's going to look like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. But I do know that as long as you persist and don't give up and perhaps experiment with different things, because this Fool energy is about experimentation as well. Okay, so this is trying a million different things until you find the one that really clicks, that really gives you that sense of that fire energy being under control, being well utilized, being just infinite. It's going to feel right and you're going to know it, But I think the main idea here is just not to give up, not to feel so overwhelmed by this surge of energy that it pushes you down into what we see beneath the surface here, this Five of Cups. So all of this fiery energy here, oddly enough, and the air too, it's all active energy. Okay, the fire and the air are active elements. But this cup is a passive or a magnetic or a negative energy, not negative bad, but positive negative, like battery terminals. So all of this fiery energy and air energy, these active elements, could overwhelm and push you down into this Five of Cups, right? Into this emotional disturbance, this kind of rut, this, I guess a depression. I don't like to use that word. It seems like it's kind of a taboo word. But in this case, in this position, this is really what it's signifying, that this really has, all of these elements have the potential, the risk of pushing you down into this Five of Cups, okay, into this kind of disappointment, this sorrow, sadness, melancholy, this kind of defeatist attitude, right, where you're just kind of giving up or succumbing to these forces that are indeed pretty great and powerful forces, right? And we know that especially from this Seven of Wands, which is right in the center of everything. It's crossing that Fool card. So what's preventing you from taking advantage of all of these opportunities is kind of what's giving you the opportunities to begin with, right? It's a weird kind of paradox there. It's the same fiery energy that's propelling you into this Fool energy, but it's that same fiery energy that is so overwhelming that it could do kind of the exact opposite effect, right? And push you down into your more unconscious or subconscious tendencies to sadness, sorrow, melancholy, the dreaded depression word, you know. But we're going to take a look on the path of the serpent and see if we can find the means of getting through this. How do we deal with this fire energy that has such potential for great things, but has such a potential for risk and for overwhelming us, you know? So we have to strike a balance. We have to find some kind of forward momentum to kind of push us through this, all right? The first card that we see is your general energy. This is a Five of Swords. So this, obviously, with the similarity of the five here, we have an association with this Five of Cups, with this tendency or this risk that we're running of just being weighed down tremendously by all of this fire and air energy, okay? And now with the Five of Swords, it's kind of that, the mental fortitude, right? The kind of the mind battling against these kind of more melancholy emotions, right? Battling against this well of sadness or depression, right? So it's kind of a mind over, not mind over matter, but mind over emotions kind of thing. And the five here, it's an active element again. This is with the swords suit, battling against these cups. And so it's just really using our mental fortitude, like I said, and our intellect and the spirit, I guess, of battling against this. It's just really kind of a willpower thing, all right? And I see that's in your general energy. So I really think that at this time in your life, you're doing everything that you can to take advantage of these opportunities, right? The path of the dove, I mean, this fire energy really seems dangerous and scary, but oh, it has such great potential, right? I mean, the things that you can do with this fire energy are tremendous. But there's that risk. There's the risk of all of this just weighing us down into this Five of Cups. So I think it really is a matter of your willpower. I think you're consciously aware that you're kind of like walking this like tightrope, you know, and you're doing everything that you can to try to talk yourself up, talk yourself out of it. Use your mental energy, the positive affirmations, the the meditation, just the reasoning itself, right? The next card that we see is more air. Okay, and this is a Seven of Swords. This is in the position of your connections, kind of the connection card. This is sort of how you are relating to this experience or how you're relating to other people around you, just the nature of your relationships, right? And I think as much as you are looking for that singular direction, that singular purpose, how to direct all of this fiery energy, I think every time you start to get a handle on that, there is, well, at least 6 other opportunities or, a myriad of other potential paths to take that kind of start to distract you, okay? So this is kind of a mental blockage, and this is, we're still kind of on this train here with this 5. You're still kind of trying to mentally fight against this this confusion or the sheer weight and heaviness of this fire energy, okay? And it's getting difficult, I feel like, with these cards. It's getting difficult to narrow it down, to really stay focused on the one thing. And it could be that you know already that direction that you need to take, okay? I don't think that's the case. I think it's still kind of this infinite expansion of this air energy. But you can't be in all places at all times, right? You have to kind of, you have to get that focus. And I think it's really difficult for you to find that focus, to choose that path, or it's very difficult to stay on this path, okay? And again, this could be something, that you're trying to apply to your career, your personal life, your creativity, your own business or something, or just in terms of your relationships, your spiritual work. It could really be any scenario. But I think that the intellectual portion of it, the reasoning, the mental sphere, is working like overtime to try to keep yourself out of this depression, keep yourself from being overwhelmed by this just flood of like this vital energy, this spiritual energy that you're receiving. And again, I think it was because of this tower event that happened recently, which I think was in some of the past readings, that we were expecting this tower moment. So I feel like we knew this was coming. But now that it's here, it's so intense. There's so much fire and heat on this side of the table today that it does feel overwhelming even to me. I can feel the kind of weight of it sinking down into this 5 of Cups. And all we really have, the only thing that we're armed with against this is our mental energy, right? The positive self-talk, the positive aspirations and affirmations, the sheer willpower, right? What we see in the next card is this Hanged Man card. This is in terms of your fears, worries, and concerns. I think this is right on the money, because this is saying that you're going to be basically suspended in this water state, okay? If we're running the risk of falling into this 5 of Cups, this kind of emotional turmoil and upset and melancholy and all of those things, the concern really is that we're going to be unable to then get out of that, right? Or once we get into this 5 of Cups mode, we're going to be unable to really make use of this fire energy. That this might be enough water to really extinguish that fire energy. Do you know what I mean? And so the concern is that we'll be suspended in that state, we'll be unable to act, kind of unable to move, we'll just be kind of like this Hanged Man. We'll be just in that spot with not a lot of options at that point, And I think we really don't want to get to this point. I think the idea is to use all of this air energy, because this is kind of the only saving grace that we have in this reading today, is all of this air energy, this, I think, tremendous willpower that you have, this powerful, I get a high intelligence from you. I think that you have this really strong mental fortitude, strong willpower, just really, really intelligent and really able to use your mind to, it's kind of like your mind is the boss, right? Like the intellect, the reasoning capabilities. So all of this air energy seems to be what you're really relying on, I guess I should say. It might not be the dominating factor in your life generally, but I think right now you're trying to just like keep yourself on track just by staying mentally organized, by trying to stay on task mentally, and with your analysis and your rational thinking, right? I don't know how else to put that. But we see the kind of battle here, this fight between all of this fire energy and all of this water energy. And it might be that there's a tendency, this kind of habitual behavior to just be like, it's too much, I'm giving up. It's too much. The Seven of Wands really warns us against that. It says, yes, these are going to be some trying times. This is going to be a heavy energy that you're going to have to kind of get a hold of. And it's going to be really tempting to throw in the towel, right? And just kind of take a bath on this with these water cards. What we have at the last card on the Path of the Serpent, though, is more air. And I almost don't even want to look at these cards now, because the air energy, to me, it doesn't seem like that is really going to do the trick. I think we need some other kind of force, some kind of spiritual insight, some grace or blessing, some kind of major arcana force. And perhaps that's going to be here in this mystery card. Maybe this will be the Star. Maybe this will be your patron card, the Star card. At least maybe the Empress or Emperor, I think, would be quite appropriate to control some of this fire energy, this impulsiveness, this just this spiritual fire that you got, right? And it just needs a direction. And I don't think that the mind is really, on its own, capable of directing this kind of power, this kind of force, this creative spiritual energy, right? The mind, I think, needs something to take its orders from, right? It needs something to kind of tell it what to do. But the last card we have is this Princess of Swords. And again, this just kind of shows to me the failings of the mind to deal with this, to really get a handle on it, right? And it's not that we're incapable. It's not that we're like less intelligent. It's just that the mind has its limits. And I think a lot of the time we put the intellect, the rational mind on such a pedestal that we think it is the crown, the kind of boss of all bosses of our spiritual being, right, of ourselves. And I think that is giving it a false sense of power, a false sense of its own authority, right? And I think the last card here being this Princess is kind of reminding us that, look, we can't just rely on the mental aspect of things to try to keep ourselves. We can't just talk ourselves into it all the time. There needs to be something else going on. Some other, I think, like deeper mystery or higher mystery, higher force involved. Let's see what this confirmation card is, this mystery card, because I'm wondering if this is going to be some major arcana that's going to give us the kind of the linchpin or the key that we need to really get all of this energy in harmony, right? Because I just see a lot of this active fire energy. And I think it came on really suddenly with this Tower. I think it was a breakthrough moment. I think you had like this kind of spiritual awakening, this vital awakening, this rush of this creative, fiery, spiritual energy. And I think that event in anyone's life has the tendency or runs the risk of disrupting the harmony of our whole system, And I think we see that on the Path of the Dove, especially with this Five of Cups down here. All right, this is the card that's worrying me. All of this fire here is just kind of, it's pushing everything down. It's weighing everything down. I almost would expect to see a Ten of Wands here somewhere. Hopefully this is not the Ten of Wands. Like I said, hopefully this is some major arcana, maybe a Wheel of Fortune, maybe an Empress or Emperor. As far as the Path of the Serpent goes, this is a lot of trying to force our way through this situation, just using our logic, our rational mind, the kind of left brain, the logical thinking. And I think what we're seeing here is that is not going to be enough. That's not going to do the trick. Let's see what this is. Okay, Five of Discs. We have more 5 energy here. This could be an indication to us that the answer maybe is not in the beyond. Maybe the answer is not in the higher plane, or that the greater mystery or the greater spiritual light. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not in the major arcana. Maybe the answer really is in the physical, practical dealings, right? In the movement of the physical world, your body, right? The physical environment, the materials around you. So Five of Discs is really about the kind of shifting sands beneath our feet, you know? So I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how this confirms much right now. Maybe in the extended version of this reading, we'll get a little bit more of some kind of clarity or some kind of like resolution to all of this. It's possible that we have to wait till next week to see kind of how this energy is going to play out. But we do have a lot of fives here today. So I feel there's a lot of shifting, a lot of movement in your life right now. You know, we started with this kind of Five of Cups, this risk of there being this kind of emotional upset, this kind of the shifting maybe of our sense of destiny, our sense of purpose, our meaning, our connection with life, with existence, with ourselves, with the work that we're doing. Could be that our sense of meaning is shifting, right? And our reliance on our logical thinking, our rational mind, the reliance on that is shifting, okay? And then finally, in the physical world, I think our physical reality is shifting. Could be the way we view the physical world, right? This kind of base reality that we can experience through our senses. Could be that that is shifting. Our experience of that is shifting. So a lot of movement in your life right now. A lot of energy flowing through you. And I really think that it is affecting a lot of change in you. A lot of things are shifting. Your emotions, your thinking habits are shifting. Your physical world, your physical reality is shifting. It's because of this influx of fire energy. So it could be that this really is that intermediate period. We had this tower event, which I think we saw this coming. Okay. And now that it's here, we're in this kind of just this jumble, this chaos right now, right? This week is just a week of letting all of this fiery energy do its work. Things are going to change. Things are going to shift. The ground is going to shift. Our physical reality is going to shift. Our emotions, our sense of purpose and meaning is going to shift around. The way we think, the way we organize our thoughts is going to change. It really is like upsetting the entire system, this fire, this spiritual fire energy from that tower event. Okay? But I think this is a transitional period. Okay? So what we said about trying to avoid this hanged man, this hanged man could take on a different meaning now, right? Now that we're starting to get a little bit more clarity, this hanged man could be telling you, look, just endure what's going on right now. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to use all of this, I think, rather futile mental energy, right? In this situation, rather powerless, right? Don't try to reason or think your way out of this. Allow yourself to just be immersed in this situation. Allow this energy to flow through you and around you and do its work, because this is that transitional period, okay? I think that should be the takeaway of this, because the more we talk about this, I think the clearer it becomes. This fire energy is really causing changes in every aspect of your life, your being, your thinking, your feeling, your physical body. Everything is going through this change and this shift. So I really think it's a transitional period. Okay. We'll take a little bit of a look in the extended, but I think next week we'll start to see some of this energy stabilize and start to kind of gain focus for what the future is going to look like, right? So I think for this week, we just really have to hang tight. No pun intended. But the hanged man, I think, is here to say, look, just endure it. Stay strong. Stay as focused as you can, but just allow this fiery energy to work its magic through you and around you. And we'll see where it leads in the next few days, the next few weeks. Okay. If you want to stick around for the extended, you can become a member to this channel by clicking on the link down in the description box. It's a great way to support the channel. I really do appreciate all of our members, and I appreciate you just coming here and watching this video and sticking around this far. It's been about a half an hour now. I appreciate you sticking with me, and I appreciate you letting me read for you. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 1st through January 7th here on Dove and Serpent Tarot, and I'll see you again.